Okay, I gotta remember to time my shows around when Pete gets off work. He makes things spicy. Spicy little fucker. Oh, don't cuss. I gotta remember not to cuss too early in the broadcast, or else YouTube will get me.
Can you not cuss at all, or can you only not cuss in the first few minutes?
Huh?
Can you not cuss at all, or can you only not cuss in the first few
I try to wait 5 minutes, almost like the FBI is tapping your phone call. You gotta wait a few minutes before you talk about the real shit.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah, you wouldn't know about that. You know about that life. You say, hey ma, what about the gabagool? The gabagool, hey. The gabagool. The gabagool, you know, the gabagool. Ma, yeah, ma, you gotta send the olive oil with the gabagool. We got the gabagool here. Hey, Ridah, is that 3 minutes? All right, look, ma. We're gonna hit these trucks, ma. I don't know why he's still calling his friend ma.
Do you want me to raise the
Huh?
Do you want me to raise the camera up a little bit?
No. If I just stay in my frame.
Oh.
But, you know, I gotta fucking constantly move forward and fuck around. The goat is in the building. This joke, this goat, right? Did I say goat? Did I say? Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's Westside. More than that, come on, it's Westside the house. Hey. Yeah, thank you. I got a Stream Deck, so I'm playing with the Stream Deck now. I could do these things. So I was playing with the grape lady, and I was doing like sad music over the grape lady. Like I'll add a sad piano, like that, and then it sounds like a tragedy. That's hilarious, huh? All right, enough. I'm playing with my toys. My new toy. I got some audio issues. I get some crackling sometimes with the audio. What's up? Yeah, 4-0, 4-0. Let me see. 4-0 in the Ridah Bowl, 4-0. Pete's second place. Public Enemy number 7. Why Public Enemy number 7? Why number 7? I don't get that. Anyways, not like I gotta explain my name. Papa Kaepernick. My girlfriend was like, I don't get it. Papa Kaepernick. I'm like, Papa Kaepernick. Oh, nothing's worse than like as a comedian when you tell the joke to somebody and somebody's like, okay, oh yeah. No. I get it now. I get it now after you explained it. I totally get it, and yeah, it's hella funny. Like it's a masterwork of comedy. It was so funny. I'm glad you explained it to me though, because before I just Papa Kaepernick's 2-2, all the way across. The haters, led by Westside G's right now, 4-0. And then the rest of us 2-2. Public Enemy number 7, Papa Kaepernick's 2-2. I'm on my way to victory, 2-2, and Dr. GTI's The Beers 2-2. A little bit more competitive. I guess competitive on that side. Well, not really. We're not catching up to G anytime soon. Over on the trader side, Gen Matt winning that war right there. 3-1. leading the traders with 3-1. Nufo at 2-2. Nick Magnuson at 2-2 as well. Caesar C, Lamb of God, 1-3, and Cassie leading up the caboose is 0-4. Having a rough start of the season this year. Tears of Clown bobblehead is my logo. Oh, okay. Why Public Enemy number 7? Oh, it's a Nicotina and Equipto song. Of course, Pete's gonna use some very obscure rap song from 1998.
Oh, you said he likes the 90s, right?
Yeah, 1998, 1999, I'm guessing. He's probably gonna be like, "Fuck you, man, 2002." She was from the second album that they did together, 2002. Hopefully I get my first loss this week so I can get off my high horse. Man, you know, we all want to go undefeated. Yeah, pretty good though. I will say that G, if you're in another league with us, like the Madden 90, the Westside 97 league, he's undefeated in all our leagues, which really sucks because I thought I was the heavy hitter this year in one of our leagues, and the ESPN Fantasy Sports predicted me as being the champion, and then I played my cousin and he smashed me, and now they don't predict me as champion anymore. Now they predict me as a runner-up, second place, and it really is disheartening. So I gotta somehow, we gotta unite together, man. We gotta come together and unite, and you know, take this dude out, man. Right? Can I get an amen? Huh? Somebody? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Midnight Machine Gun Rhymes and Alibis. Yeah, that one. That mainstream success of an album. That album. I always make fun of Pete because he loves Andre Nicotina and Mac Dre. Both names who are known in the rap world, but never really, you know, having that success. Maybe I feel like I'm fucking special or something because I'm like, oh, I like Jay-Z, you know? And he just happens. It's kind of like, it's liking Jay-Z is like saying Tom Brady's your favorite football player. You know, it's just kind of a dick move. It's like, okay, yeah, of course. Who's your favorite basketball player? Michael Jordan? Oh, you know, make it easy. You know, I guess Pete likes to challenge himself, and he wants to, you know, root for the underdog. Maybe that's why he was a Raiders fan for so long. And Equipto, yeah, he loves Equipto. Another very obscure. This is how obscure Equipto is. That Pete wanted one of his CDs, and Pete couldn't find it on Amazon because they don't even sell it on Amazon. They don't even sell it on eBay. Pete had to literally buy it from the artist himself, who he sent money to the artist, and then the artist never even gave him the CD, or at least not for like 2 or 3 months. Like, it took him 2 or 3 months for him to send the CD to Pete, and they live like 20 minutes away from each other. It was kind of a dick move, but yeah. Pete likes those really obscure Bay Area rap albums and artists. I remember he told me a story. He don't like he's not proud of this, but I think he said that you were in college when you found out who Prince was. I think I'm not being a dick. I'm not trying to attack you, but I think you told me this story that. When Doves Cry was on the radio and you asked your ex-girlfriend who it was, you were like, oh, this is a pretty cool song, you know, like it was an up-and-coming artist, you know, and she was like, no, it's When Doves Cry. It's by Prince. It's been out for fucking a million years, you know. The producer, Equipto didn't have the rights to the album. Oh, okay. Did you get the album? Did they send it to you? I want to know. You were 24. Okay. What is that? That's an excuse? It is. 24 works. You can just say, I was 24, and you'll get a free pass. People will be like, oh, okay. As long as you weren't 25, because you could rent a car, and that's it. That's the final threshold right there. It's 25 years old. After 25 years old, it's like, nah, you could do everything. You know, you could buy a house, you could own a gun, you could smoke, rent a car, all at once if you want. You know, if you're fucking a badass, you got to go balls out, you know. I like to rent a car, drink, smoke, watch pornography, buy a home at the same time. You could do that with a phone. You have to buy it from an even more obscure website, but you bought it? Yeah, whatever. Why am I talking to this guy? How you guys doing? What's up, G? Yeah, you're doing great in fantasy football. The year has been weird in football, and I say this all the time. I don't abide by my own philosophy, but I say this all the time. The first 4 weeks of the NFL season are shit. Guys who shouldn't be studs become studs because they've communicated more with the backup quarterback or the quarterback right there. You know what I'm saying? Like the stars haven't, a lot of stars, they hold out. They make excuses not to play the preseason games, so they don't have that same chemistry with other players. And so these backup players come out of nowhere and they're kicking ass. I think I'm moving too much.
You're moving. Oh.
Yeah, I'm moving too much. Stand still! Yeah, it's when I move my hands.
Yeah, I see it.
Wait, no, it just did it.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
The flashing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what that is.
Should we lower the blinds? You think the brightness is worth it on the water?
Well, I think I have a...
It's an autofocus because it just made everything else darker and you brighter, and then...
Yeah, so I got to turn that off.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh, I can lower the blinds. It'll stop. You can do that also.
Oh, it's on autofocus. Sorry about the picture. I'll fix it tomorrow.
You want me to lower the blinds?
Yeah, you might as well. That way I don't gotta fucking worry about it. Sorry. One moment, please.
Sorry.
Put some pants on.
I have shorts on.
Oh, you're like a millennial, You're doing that millennial shit where millennials like wear a hoodie or a sweater and really, really short shorts underneath, so it looks like they're just left the house with like a shirt on. Like, I don't know why that's the style all of a sudden, but like really long t-shirt, and so it looks like you're not wearing pants, and then some like, I don't know, stupid ass shoes. I don't know what these kids are doing these days. Let's see. I would love to track down the dude and shake him down for the $10.
Oh, he didn't get his money back.
Yeah, that's fine. You know what's fucked up, Pete? Man, Pete was there on one of my most crushing defeats of my life. One of the most crushing defeats of my adult life was when I was moving to LA and I had to make a bunch of money. And at the same time, I had to like get rid of a lot of things. And so when I was moving to LA, I had this grand master plan of selling a bunch of stuff. I had a yard sale. I made like $37 in the yard sale. And I ended up by, I think I bought like a bunch of beer. So when my friends hung out with me at the yard sale, we could drink beers, and then we went through all the beer, and I ended up by sending someone to the store for more beer, and I ended up by using my money that I got from the yard sale to buy more beer. And so I think I ended up by selling like a bunch of stuff and just broke even and just basically had a day of sitting on the curb drinking beer. It was very sad. But I had a bunch of electronic equipment, and I moved in about, let's say, around 2005, 2006, right? So if you know anything about electronic equipment from this time, we were kind of crossing over to a new era. And so I had this whole, the stereo stack system with the tape deck and the 6-disc DVD CD changer, the equalizer or whatever, the whole stack with the big speakers and all that. And ended up by taking it to a pawn shop. We lived in the suburbs, so we had to drive to like, I don't know where it was. TD Can't. Oh, you just remembered his name. I traded you an eighth for a TV. Oh yeah, I traded you I had a little TV with a VCR in it, and Pete gave me an eighth of weed for it. I just gave it to him. But we went to this pawn shop. I think the closest pawn shop to us was in Fremont. I think it was in Fremont. You know, and I mean, like, at the time, I'm probably like, let's say I'm like 25, 26. I've never Fremont. I've never pawned anything in my life. I'm not about that life. I'm not from there. I buy shit, I keep it forever. And when it's done, I throw it away. But I had to make some money, and I had a lot of electronics, and I figured when I bought all this shit new, it was shit. I don't know, $3,500, $4,000 for a big screen TV, a VCR, stereo, speakers, the whole nine, the entire entertainment system that you would have in the late 90s, early 2000s. Packed it all up, took it all to the pawn shop, showed up, and, started showing the guy my stuff. And he took one look at it and was just like, nah, I don't want this stuff, bro. No, I don't need. And I remember Pete knows. He goes, is it Dolby DTS 5.1 surround sound? Specifically looked right at me. He's like, is it Dolby DTS? I looked at it. I was like, oh, it's I said, oh, it's stereo. And he said, Dolby DTS 5.1 surround sound. And I said, man, I don't know. Does it say? He's like, no, thanks. I don't want it. I don't want it. I was like, you don't even want to look at it? You don't even want to look at it. He doesn't even want to look at it. He didn't even want to, like, his eyes were averted. He was just like, I don't want to even look at it, bro. I don't want to even make eye contact with you, bro. It's very sad for me. It's very sad to see look in other people's eyes of defeat, you know. And that's what it was. It was defeat, because Pete was right there with me, too. So I had to have a witness of somebody like me just getting defeated. Yeah, and I don't know did I end up by taking any of the money or no? I took it all back, huh? I think I ended up by giving all that shit away to somebody. But come to find out now, I just tried to buy a VCR this past week, and you can't find a new VCR for less than $250. Nowhere. Like Best Buy, they don't make them anymore. They stopped making them. So if you want a new VCR, you have to pay. Is it Dolby Digital 5.1 DTS, bro? I don't even want to look at it. You don't even want to look at it? You don't even want to look at it? Come on, man. At least look at it and like lowball me. You know what I'm saying? Like rip me off at least. Like he's like, I don't even want to rip you off, bro. Like I don't even want to do that. I'd rather have you put it all back in the car and drive home. And very, very sad. But it made me. I mean, I don't know what I did with my VCR. Eventually, it just like hit the trash. I think the heads got dirty, and I got tired of cleaning them. And it's not like you could find a VCR head cleaning kits anywhere. And so I just eventually got rid of the VCR. I should have kept the VCR. It was a top-of-the-line Sony VCR. Like, pretty much the best VCR Sony would have made. Because a few years after I bought that VCR, they stopped making VCRs. So it was just the top-of-the-line of the VCRs. It had I'm not even going to it was, trust me, it was a badass VCR. It could, like, skip shit. You know what I'm saying? Like if you hit fast forward in a certain way, it could fast forward until a break in the action.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, so if you recorded multiple movies on something, you could hit fast forward and it would stop at that break, and then you could hit play. It could seek the tape.
Oh, that's hella cool.
Fuck yeah!
That's hella cool.
It was a badass VCR.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you remember where you bought it?
Best Buy. Oh no. Good Guys? Yeah, there used to be an electronics store called Good Guys.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
Circuit
City.
City?
Yeah, it was like Circuit City and Good Guys were battling for the top spot.
Okay.
And then Best Buy was like, "Fuck you, man."
Yeah.
Red? Who wears red to sell appliances? You wear blue. And everybody's like, "Oh yeah, you're right. You win."
Did you buy from Best Buy before Circuit City and Good Guys closed, or did you become?
Best Buy wasn't around. When I was
around?
when I was buying all that shit in the late 90s, I don't remember a Best Buy being anywhere. I didn't see a Best Buy until they moved in across the street from my house, and then I started shopping Best Buy. But by that point, the good guys had closed down, and Circuit City was slowly going out of business.
Yeah.
Or maybe I did buy that shit at Circuit City.
Circuit City was the shit. I loved Circuit City.
There's a gun store now there. Oh yeah, the gun store. It's called like, isn't it called like Gun Sports and in like pickup trucks or some shit? Like we passed by it in Dublin, and there was like a store. It was like guns, bullets, and armor or some shit. It was just like, what the fuck?
I love the voice.
Yeah, I don't know. Whenever it just goes there. There's certain topics. There's certain topics when I'm talking about, like, oh, of a sudden, hey, brother, you know? Like, if I'm talking about, like, okay, like, I could be talking about anything. Oh, yeah, the other day I was watching anime and blah, 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 and we were sitting outside. And, man, brother, this badass Harley Davidson pulled up, brother. It was just like, whoa, boom, 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 bam, badass, man. I was like, hell yeah, brother. Skinner. You know, if I'm talking about, like, classic rock, I just slip into it. Hell yeah, man. Creedence, I like me some Creedence, some Skinner, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, just
you feel very easily.
Yeah, right, right into it. You know, NASCAR, hell yeah, brother, hell yeah, Chevy all the way, man, heavy Chevy, fucking goddamn Ford, man, found on the road dead over my dead body. Fuck that, I'm a Chevy man. Ram, what the hell is that even, man? Fuck that, fuck that shit, man. Lee Iacocca could take the Book of Mormon and shit. No, I'm just okay. Calm down. Red uniforms is Circuit City. I thought Good Guys was red too. They have an indoor range. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, guns, armors, and targets, buddy. Shooting. We're about that life, buddy. Yeah, we cruised through downtown Dublin while we were there. A lot of shit is different. No more Hooters. The Hooters is now a Starbucks. The Starbucks is now, I don't know what the Starbucks is. I guess we didn't drive around the front, or I didn't look. I did a lot of driving on the trip, and I didn't get to look at a lot of shit. So you refresh me on what you saw. I'm proud to say that, well, actually I'm not proud to say. I'm absolutely not proud to say this. That I got my driver's license today. I'm not proud to say that. I'm not proud to say that. I gotta say, when I got it, they printed me out my little piece of paper and I saw my fucking mug. First of all, great picture of me. Excellent picture of me. The guy was, he's this generation's Ansel Adams. I looked at it and I was happy. I felt this feeling that I haven't felt since I was a kid, of like looking at my driver's license, and I realized that I literally haven't had this feeling since I was a fucking kid. And most people go through life and they're just like, yeah, whatever, you driver's license, you renew it. Most people, you have a driver's license and you renew it online and they send it to you. You don't have to do much for it. But me, I have to complicate things. I have to complicate things to the ultimate extreme, to where getting my Portland driver's license is a months long process of correspondence between governmental entities for me to get my license. So most people, when I was like, oh, I got to get my Portland driver's license, they're like, oh yeah, well, you know, just bring it in next week. And I was like, next week? Yeah. I don't need, there was a point in time where I was like, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to drive again. God damn it. Like these, it just so, look, it's paperwork, you know, it's bureaucratic and it's sloth. I'm lazy. I move a lot. I've been around many places, so sometimes I get a ticket in a county where I don't go to a lot, and maybe they send that ticket to a place that I no longer live at, and that place doesn't have a forwarding address to me, and then things just kind of get lost in the shuffle. And then years later, it still gets lost in the shuffle. Yet, they don't forget. They don't forget. Yet they don't remind you of shit. This is the thing. The government and DMV, they don't forget about shit that they have tabs on you, the permanent record. but they don't really remind you at times when you could be reminded. You know, like this whole process could have been eliminated if they would have told me that I had some kind of fee that I hadn't paid or some ticket that I hadn't fixed. But see, the government sends you stuff all the time. They send me stuff when I need to vote. They send me stuff when they want me to vote. And they send me stuff when they want jury duty, and I throw it away, but like they could send me things that are saying, hey, by the way, like maybe you forgot, but you might have a bench warrant for your arrest in Marin County, like everybody. Just kidding. That wasn't me. At one point in time I did. When I first moved to LA, I found out that I was trying to get my license squared away. This is how long it's been going on, okay? I tried to get my license squared away, and they said, oh, the person advised me, they were like, I advise you get a lawyer. I was like, oh, wow. They were like, yeah, you have this thing, and you never paid it. And I was like, I have no clue what that was. It was driving without a registration in Marin County in, like, 2003. Wow. And it was just one thing after another, but, like, basically, by the time I got to Portland, I had to sever all ties with California. Yeah. I had to make sure that they needed to cut me out of their system, delete me fully, and if I ever wanted to go back and drive for them again, I had to do the whole process over like I was a 15-and-a-half-year-old kid getting a provisional license, which I have. Okay, I don't even have a real driver's license right now. I still have to book. I'm going to be 46 this month. I have to book a behind-the-wheel driving test with a driving instructor through the DMV, show up sometime with my car, and they're going to get in and watch me drive, okay, and stop at stop signs and merge and parallel park. I got to do all that shit to get my license back. And I'm going to be 46 by the time this happens. And that's why I say I'm not proud of the fact that I got my driver's license. A little bit. When I first got it, I was like, hey, now I can do what I've been doing for, 4,000 miles now. I could do that legally, and I will say the stress has been lifted from my body. It's not as fun. It's not as fun driving legally. There's a little air of, when they see me rolling, they hate it. There's a little something when you're riding dirty. You feel like you're a little against the law, But really, you're not a little against the law. You're full on against the law. You're full on driving without a driver's license in full acknowledgement of it. Every time I've gotten behind the wheel and driven, every time there's times where my girlfriend's like, oh, I'll drive. And I'm like, I got this shit. I'll drive. And it got to the point where I was getting very too comfortable, too comfortable driving without a license. So it was time I got that shit. So I finally have a provisional driver's license. So I can drive. If one of you guys are a licensed driver, you guys can drive in the passenger seat. I drive you around. I swear to God, I'm a good driver. I'm not. There's nothing wrong. Very good driver. There's nothing wrong about my driving at all. I'm a very good driver and technically proficient with an automobile because I've driven many different automobiles at many different speeds. So I feel very comfortable handling and parallel parking and doing all that shit. I just wasn't doing it legally. But it was nice to do it legally today. Yeah. We drove around all over. First stop was after the DMV. There's a little spot over here by the Portland International Raceway that has a historical marker, which I've been wanting to check out for a while, which shows the spot where the city of Vanport existed. It's about, 3 blocks from our home, or like a mile from our home, off to where there's just kind of this marshland and flat land where the raceway is. There's a golf course, and then that leads into industrial parks and a marsh land. And knowing the history now that we went there, it all makes sense now. It all makes sense. Because when you drive by that area and look off into the direction of where this city used to exist, you notice that it has the look of a place that's just been flooded. It looks like when, there's a flood or a dried up riverbed, and what comes up from that, those kind of really soggy and wet, leafy trees that grow from that kind of marshy area. You could see it. It's kind of plain as day when you know the history now, and you could see that there's this kind of low-lying kind of farmland out here that they built a city on, and there's a river next to it. So the river is here, and then the land is here, and so it was almost inevitable that it was going to happen that way. So we actually got to go to the spot where the kind of city began, and it's just there's nothing there now. It was just pummeled. Happened in 1941. At the time, the city of Portland had a population of 360,000 people. The city of Vanport, Oregon, right off of Portland, had a population of 120,000 people. It was Oregon's second largest city at the time. That's a third of the population of Portland, which was the biggest city in Oregon at the time. So just to give you some scope, this wasn't like a small town that got wiped off the map. This was a population of 120,000 people who lived right here, just a few blocks away from me in Vanport, Oregon. It was built by Henry J. Kaiser. Henry J. Kaiser had a bunch of shipyards here in the Vancouver, Portland area, and he wanted to bring a bunch of people in after the war to work at the shipyards, and so he needed basically project housing. There were projects in a lot of ways. It was community housing. So they built all these housing, fire department, movie theaters, schools, all the amenities, hospital, post office, all the amenities you would need for a city, but it was all built purposely for these workers.
24-hour daycare.
Huh?
24-hour daycare. It was so wonderful.
Yeah, there was a lot of it. And so Henry J. Kaiser, if you guys know, Kaiser Permanente, he was very innovative in the terms, in the ways that he treated his employees. So one of the things that he always did for his employees, he always wanted to make sure his employees had health care, and in turn, basically created his own healthcare system to take care of Kaiser employees, which is now what we know as Kaiser Permanente. And one of the things that he did in the city of Vanport was all the people who worked for him and the citizens of Vanport had health insurance, healthcare, and 24-hour daycare. In 1941, it was also one of the first integrated cities on the West Coast. People went to school together, rode the buses together, shopped together. Now, there was a lot of conflict about this. It wasn't always accepted by a lot of the people who lived there, but it was really being enacted there and enforced to where racial crimes that would be prosecuted in other places, like a black man dancing with a white woman, they weren't prosecuted here in Vanport. If anything, the reports that I read, the police would take the white woman away so she wasn't causing so much of a disturbance. But the black person wasn't arrested or beaten or killed or lynched for dancing with a white woman here in Vanport. It was so much history, and we learned it all from just driving off the side of the road and reading the monumental marker. And then I kind of just drove around because on there they show you kind of the path of destruction. And so we drove around the basic perimeter of this Vanport city that used to be there and found basically around where the levee had gone, where the water had gone, broken and gone basically into the city and wiped everything out. And it was so destructive that they know exactly when it happened. It was 4:51 p.m. When the dike burst. It's also funny that Britt never heard the term dike for a dam. And so every time I was saying that the dike was bursting and the dike broke and the dike, she kept laughing. And I was like, Yeah, I'm not using that word, you know, like for fun, you know, that literally was a dike, you know, it's not, see, it's not a levee. What they have over here is not a levee. It's a dike. And so I'm not just using that word to make you laugh. And shame on you. Shame on you for laughing at that. That's terrible. Oh. But yeah, it was interesting to see, you know, there's this history. And the only reason I found out about this is I Googled where I live. That's it. I found that if you just kind of Google or Wikipedia, like where you are on Earth, you know, and just find out, because the history that we have here, it's so recent that you literally have to dig deeper to figure out what the hell is going on, you know, physically and in terms of research and finding out like what the hell's. Once I Googled Vancouver, Washington, I found out there was like a million things that's happened in Vancouver, Washington before this modern time. And yet it has a rich history just in the past 15, 20 years, 30 years. But you go back 50, 100, 200 years, this place has a deep, deep history, and probably even deeper than that. And so it all came from just me Wikipedia it, finding out about Vanport, Oregon, finding out about Jansen Beach, which is right across the water right there, which housed the biggest amusement park on the West Coast. No remnants of it anywhere left. And so my mind is like, yeah, there is. Yeah, there is. I'm going to go. I'm going to find a ticket, a bathing suit. I'm going to find something there from the Jansen Beach. I'm going to go. I'm going to get a metal detector. I'm serious. I'm going to go and I'm going to get goggles. You know?
Make a day.
I got goggles. I got safety goggles. I got my safety vest. But yeah, I'm going to make this whole Vanport thing got me my curiosity really piqued, you know, and I want to find out. I want to know everything. I'm a big fucking know-it-all, you know? I want to know everything. And so this is one of those things where it's like, oh, you mean a city of almost 200,000 people used to live here and it got wiped out in an instant at 4:51 p.m. on, you know, July 7th, 1941? That's pretty fucking interesting to me. How come I didn't learn that until a couple weeks ago when I Googled it? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the West Coast Katrina, 60 years before Katrina happened. And we don't know about that. Does that mean that in 40 years, my kids aren't gonna, well, my kid's not gonna be 40. Does that mean in 40 years, my grandkids aren't gonna learn about Katrina? You know? Is that how quickly that history gets erased? That this Katrina-like event can get erased by the time I'm growing up? It's not mentioned in any history books. So does that mean Katrina will be taught to my grandchildren? Well, fuck, I'm not gonna leave that in the hands of another person. You know, I'm gonna do my own research on the world that I live in, the ground I stand on, the city I live in, the state I live in, the region I live in, and then do my own research because obviously, nobody's teaching me. Nobody taught me. Nobody taught me half the things as we drove around the Pacific Northwest and the American Southwest and California. As we drove around all these places, we saw so much history and we had so many questions. Everywhere we went, we had so many questions. How was that made? When was this built? Why was this here? I think the number one question we asked ourselves is, who the fuck lives out here? Like, who the fuck lives out here? Like, really? Would you just think... I want to do a show just about that. I want to go on another road trip, and every place where I say, who the fuck lives out here? I just want to go and knock on a door. Knock on the closest door and be like, hey, I got a YouTube show. It's called Who the Fuck Lives Out Here? Who the fuck are you, man? And why the fuck do you live out here, man? That's my number one question. But no, I have a lot of questions about all this stuff. Everywhere we drove, like I just want to drive with a geologist so geologists can tell me everything about every structure and why. And then we watched, these documentaries and that thing about the black line or the black mat. There's this thing called the black mat that's been discovered in North American continents, where some places can show this line of black in sediment, which shows like this extinction level event that's happened on Earth. And if you saw it, you wouldn't fucking know. You wouldn't know. You'd be like, oh, there's some black dirt right there. You wouldn't know. And then fucking there's people who are like, no, oh my God, this is like one of the few places in the world we can see the black mat. I'm like, that little black, thing right there. They're like, oh, this is eons of millions of years of people dying. It's like, oh shit.
That was a trip.
Yeah. And I think like on our travels, how many things like that did we pass by? Yeah. How many things like that are undiscovered or these amazing things out there in the world we don't know about, like when we, either the people who won the Nobel Peace Prize the other day for that was the first time I'd really seen their names and was like, oh, wow, I should know that guy's name. I already forgot it.
It was the people who
the mRNA vaccine.
Yeah. For COVID.
Which, regardless of how you feel about vaccines, that was a vaccine we needed at the moment.
That was a vaccine they discovered, the article I read, they created that in like 2015 or 2016, they discovered it. It
had nothing to do with COVID.
It had nothing to do with COVID. They didn't get any even recognition for it back then. They didn't get recognition for it until people realized they could apply it to COVID.
Shh.
Isn't that
That's crazy?
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me see. What's their name? I had their name over here somewhere.
It's in the Atlantic.
I just had it. Oh, here it is.
You found it?
Catalin Carrico and Dr. Drew Weissman. Catalin Carrico and Drew Weissman awarded this year's Nobel Peace Prize in Physiology for Medicine for mRNA vaccine discoveries that made highly effective COVID vaccines. And I was like, when I saw their names, I was like, I should have known their names by now. I know all this other dumb shit, Yeah. I could name all the Kardashians, and I don't even watch that show.
I know.
I don't even watch that show. Jersey Shore? Never watched it. Can name most of the fucking Jersey Shore people.
Well, it's really interesting because they don't go and promote. I don't feel that the people who do things people who do significant things are being recognized enough. That was like that Lifetime 100 people that we watched.
Right.
Nobody was fucking featured, just Michael B. Jordan.
And even on that show, it was the pop stars and celebrities who were being featured, and it was like, but they were saying, oh, and at this table we have these people who are, they took a picture of a black hole, and then, and this person over here, they just figured out a cure for this new strain of malaria. And then we're going to go to Leah Michele, who's going to sing a song from Glee. And it's like, who the fuck? I don't care about Leah Michele, bro.
Yeah.
Who is she to anybody in this world?
Yeah.
When you have scientists and dignitaries sitting at these tables and you're going to have Leah Michele and you're going to have Doja Cat perform twice? I love Doja Cat, but she don't need to perform twice.
Yeah.
In a room full of dignitaries and scientists and people fighting for civil rights. Yeah. And there was no focus. It was just the focus was on these people. And it's like, we know all these, but we don't know anything. We don't know the names of we don't know Catalin Carrico and Dr. Drew Weissman.
Yeah.
Sounds like a sports agent. We don't know their names. When we're driving through the Pacific Northwest and the American Southwest and California, we don't know what this shit is or where the black mats are or where the signs of all the signs of ancestors and previous generations. Like, we don't know all that. We just kind of stumble upon a lot of that. The things in the desert, like that should have been, I feel like that should be in school. We should know about the desert figurines, why they're there, who put them there. And if you don't know, study. Send some people out there to study. There's nobody out there for miles and miles. There should be people studying that shit right there. When we went there, I wanted to see some scientists like, oh, we're studying this. You could look at that. We're studying this because we got to figure this shit out. Instead of just being like, oh, mysterious desert figurines. I don't know. Who built them? But when were they built? Not too sure. But why? I don't know. Like, we want to find out all these other answers. You know what I'm saying? So it just drives me crazy that there's just all this knowledge everywhere that is it's not being withheld from us, but it's also not being given to us.
It's not being promoted.
It's not being promoted. Instead, they promote the things that are going to sell. You know, and I'm guilty of it as much as I am like, yeah, sex sells. I'm guilty of it. But you got to have a little bit of balance. For every episode of Dancing with the Stars I watch an episode of Democracy Now! You know, and I'm balanced. I watch a bunch of dumbass shit. I don't want to completely nerd myself out, and you know, sometimes we watch documentaries all day, and I'm just like, I need South Park. I need a fart joke. You know,
I could watch documentaries all the time.
I can too, but I need to break it up. I got to break it up because, like, even if you're watching a documentary and it's full of knowledge and things like that, like, you could get locked into a world where everything I watch is documentary and it's you know, I could learn from all this, but it's just another voice, you know? So like at some point in time, even the documentaries become fictional, you know, until you do a little bit of your own work. So I could, all that on, like we watched the Civil War. I feel like I know everything about the Civil War, but there's a whole lot that I need to research on my own to really get a handle on what really was going on. Because there was a lot of stuff in the Civil War documentary where it was like, they did want the states' rights. You know, it was like, yeah, the slavery thing was part of their states' rights that they didn't want to lose, but they also were fighting for having the right of that state. You know, and I guess what the dilemma is there is, yeah, but we're United States. And so we kind of need some things to be across the board. Some states can pick and choose, but at a federal level in the Constitution, we got to have some things there in the fight. All men are created equal, or, you know, you're allowed to own slaves. Like it was like they said, it was a defining moment for the Constitution. This thing was written into the Constitution, and we were flawed from the beginning. 1776 until the end of the Civil War, we were flawed because we never addressed that in our Constitution, which protects the rights of all men created equal, and we didn't adhere to that, you know, and so the war had to be fought or something had to be done.
I would like to do more research behind what amendments, because they said a bunch of amendments were added after the Civil War.
Yeah.
I want to do research behind that.
Well, I'm pretty sure everything after the 14th is, because I think the Constitution only had 13 amendments until then, or whatever, or 12 amendments until, and then they added
the
13, 14, 15, like chronologically, you know. But there's still a lot that I don't know about that whole situation that if I were to just take all my information from the documentary and keep it at face value and form my opinions on that, I'd be just as bad as everybody who I admonish, because I'm not doing my homework and just forming one opinion, and it's Ken Burns' opinion. I don't know where he stands politically, and I don't know if any of that was swayed in any direction. So, you know, I like to break up the documentaries before I start believing everything that I see, you know.
Well, that's why they say a well-rounded person. You want to be a well-rounded person, get a little bit of everything, and just hear from other people, and then do your research.
I'm well-rounded right now.
You're perfect.
I'm fat. I feel fat. I was wearing this shirt. I've been wearing this shirt all day, and I was looking at myself on camera, and I was like, I look fat. Then I put on the sweater.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you looked very handsome.
I'm having body dysmorphia right now. Body conscious, you know.
All right.
I don't have that self-esteem where I could be like, hey, this is my curves. This is what I look like. Hey, I'm big fat motherfucker. Fucking deal with it, bitch. Hey. But I am hot, so I'll just stretch it out. I'll just pull it away from my tits. What else? We are 14 weeks into our pregnancy hour. I'm carrying just as much of the load, 50%. 14 weeks, 26 more weeks, 25, 26 more weeks to go. Yeah, we're almost there, almost at the halfway point. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
We'll be taking suggestions for baby names from all of you. Please hit us with your best shot. I don't know. It's so easy for me to just fall into boy, right?
Yeah.
I think as a man, it's easier to you just fall into it, or maybe just like it starts wherever it starts. Maybe in the beginning, if I was like, oh, it's probably a girl, and then I just kept calling it a girl, calling her a girl, calling it a girl. But I think in the very beginning, I was like, oh, you're pregnant? It could be Johnny White the Fourth, and then that was it. Once that seed was planted, Johnny White the Fourth, Johnny White the Fourth, and now anytime I'm referring to the baby, I'm like, oh yeah, him. Yeah, I can't wait to throw show football, and then she has to correct me and be like, or her. I'm like, yeah, or her, yeah. I'm sure I'll be throwing a football with her. She'll be like, my nail, daddy. No, I'm sure she's gonna be just fine. Whatever she is. History is written by the victor.
Yeah.
Not Victor, but the victor. Yeah, rim shot. Love this thing. Wah, wah, wah. Yeah, I love that. Let's do it again. I gotta fix the volume on that. Anyways, so yeah, thinking about that. Oh, boy or girl, I don't care. For me, as long as it's healthy, and I just want to know as soon as possible, because I want to start getting ready. I want to start, when I'm working on a show on YouTube. You know me, I want the thumbnails to be right. I want the wording to be correct. I want the lines and the taglines. And so for the kid, I want to start preparing, what am I calling this kid? Like, let's start working on the name, like, oh, wait, can't call that, they can turn that into the kids at school, turn it to, because I was thinking there was a name the other day where I was thinking, and I was like, oh, no, that can rhyme with fart. Nope, like Marty. Nope, Farty Marty. Nope, you can't do that. I want to start planning.
Does this mean that we can find out outside of insurance? Can I make the appointment? Can I schedule it?
Do you really want to do that?
I don't want to wait till the end of November to find out.
The end of November? The end of November. We'd have to wait until the end of November? Fuck no, I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting until the end of November.
So I can schedule the appointment.
Yeah, it's something. I guess so. What is 100, 150? 150. Fuck it. Right. You'll pay for it. You're the sugar mama. It's your money. Yeah, go for it. I don't care. Okay. Like I said, I'd rather know now so I can start planning.
I want to start getting the sheets, getting shit like that.
Yeah, getting clothes and knowing, Yeah. Am I buying the mustard colored Tims, or is she getting pink boots? Am I buying skirts, or are we buying some khakis?
Tutus, headbands. Oh my goodness.
I'm sure I'll get into it. I mean, I just have to revert. I gotta think. Unfortunately, I gotta think of the kid kind of like as a cat, and not like a warrior, because when it's a boy, I'm like, I'm breeding the future warrior, football player, quarterback, fucking president, and with a girl, not like she's not gonna do all those things, but I want her to be pretty, and so I gotta think of her like, oh, okay. She's not a warrior. Don't worry about the sword that I'm going to buy her. Just think about, some cute outfits.
Why why can't we teach her that she can be a girl, but she can do all these other things? Because we talked about.
Yeah, but like if my son, I would present my sword to my son on his first birthday, you know, and I think.
You can get her a pink sword.
Yeah, it's not the same. It's a Shogun assassin thing, you know. You say, you know, choose the sword, and you will, you know, be my son and fight by my side. And then you give him a ball. You say, choose the ball. You're fucked, bro. J-Dub4 or Lucy. Pete likes Lucy. No! Lucy's the name of your fucking cat, bro! They named the dog Indiana. We're not naming the kid after your cat. It's fucked up, man.
Lucy.
It's a nice name, though.
It is a nice name.
I like Lucy. I love Lucy. Lucy! Yeah, so. Let's see. What else is going on? I watched the show Special Forces. I don't know if anybody else is watching the show Special Forces, World's Toughest Test. That's the whole name. It comes on Monday nights. Does it come on Monday nights? Oh, that's why.
Wait,
that's
maybe it's Tuesday.
No, because today is Tuesday, and we just watched it. Yeah. So Monday nights. This is why I'm not watching it live. They put it on Monday nights. It's more of a football guy show. I think they should put that on another night. You know. Yeah. Have it conflict with dancing. Yeah. By the way, that's what I call Dancing with the Stars. If you watch Dancing with the Stars, you can just shorten it to dancing, and I'll understand what you're saying. And I know anybody out there who watches dancing understands what I'm saying. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Kind of sounding lame right now, right? That's all right. You watch the show, okay? I'll tell all you tough guys out there, you watch the show Dancing with the Stars, okay? You're like, Westside's being kind of fruity. He's watching Dancing with the Stars. Yeah? Watch the show. Watch the show, my friends. All right? And you tell me that's a show for the ladies, all right? It's basically like watching like one of those Girls Gone Wild video cassettes from the late 90s. Yeah. Except they're very well choreographed. Really, yo? Dancing? Yes, dancing. Tonight, DWTS, Dancing with the Stars. All right? And I tell you who's going right to the top. My girl, Lily Pons! Lily Pons! All the way! Taking it to the top. Her and Jason Mraz and that Vanderpump chick. Yeah. But yeah, it's all about Lily Pons. What else? That's the TV show that I've been watching. We watched a movie called Away We Go the other day. It was a beautiful movie. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of this movie called Away We Go. If you can find it, watch it. It's a cute movie. It's a light fare, I would say. And I knew kind of the basic plot of this movie, but I don't think I really knew. John Krasinski, Maya Rudolph, and some other fucking people. You'll recognize everybody in the movie. Everybody who came on the screen, I was like, oh! But the movie just happens to be about a couple who find out they're pregnant, and then they go and visit the John Krasinski Jim from The Office, visit the parents, and they kind of live near each other. They moved there near the parents so they could have a kid. The parents were going to be grandparents. They dropped the news on the grandparents. Hey, we're going to have a kid. And the grandparents are like, oh, no shit. Yeah, we're moving out of the country for the first 2 years of the kid's life. And then these new parents, the wife is 6 months pregnant, are now like, shit, man, we moved to this city so your parents can help us, be grandparents. And now they're going to be gone. Like, they don't like where they live. It's hard. It's cold. It sucks. And so they basically say, like, let's go tour the United States and find where we want to live, where we want to raise this kid. And so they go and they visit like family members and friends and people they went to college with. And it's a really cute movie. Hella parallels between me and Brittany's life in the past few months. So it was really like poignant for us. But regardless if you're expecting or whatever, it's just a good movie. Good movie. A nice mellow soundtrack. Open shots of the road. Very beautiful, funny, heartwarming. At times, not deeply sad, but there's things that you're just like, it's real life shit, real life shit that people deal with. So that's my movie review. If you can get your hands on a VHS copy. No, it's called Away We Go. I think it's from, I want to say 2010. That's a good guess. 2010, Away We Go. John Krasinski, Maya Rudolph. Good movie. Check it out. We saw Friday. Brittany finally saw the movie Friday. I'm talking about the movie Friday from 1997. Starring Ice Cube and Chris Tucker. Damn, man! Now, I know you don't smoke weed. I know this. But I'm going to get you high today because it's Friday. You ain't got no job and you ain't got shit to do. Woo! Trying to see another day. Trying to find a better way. Half dead motherfucker. Like, I could go on. I didn't do the whole. I held it together. I didn't do any of the lines. I let Brittany just watch it and experience it for the first time. I didn't even mouth the lines. I didn't even do any of that. I let her watch the movie. And it was beautiful. I love watching these movies that I've seen a million times with someone new. And like someone who truly is watching it with fresh eyes, like Brittany. Truly watching it with fresh eyes. And she laughs in all the parts that I remember reacting to like she was reacting to. And it was just beautiful. Old School Friday. We didn't watch the director's cut. We have the director's cut.
It's in the mail.
It's in the mail. Oh, yeah, we got to go down there. I got a package. So Friday, we watched Friday. Now the next step is to watch next Friday, because I do the Cholo from next Friday all the time for my girlfriend, and she doesn't even know that I'm doing it. But all the time I'll say like, I don't like doors, don't lock doors. I say these little lines all the time. She doesn't know where it's from, and so it's kind of going to ruin some of the jokes because she's going to be like, I thought you were so original. I thought you were so funny. You're just quoting this movie all the time. Yeah, well, whatever. It's original until you find out that I've been lying. So we saw that. Another movie review I gotta give is a movie on Prime right now. Prime. Huh, who knew? Prime Video's slogan should be like, Prime Video, you have it. Like, that should be like, hey, Prime Video, you have it. Open it up now and then. Fucking check it out, man. Guess what? It's a fucking streaming video service just like all the other streaming services, except you have it for free. You automatically get it. And because of that, you're like, fuck you. You're like, don't give me no extra shit. Don't give me no extra shit, Amazon. I'm happy with what I have right here. Don't push your streaming video service with award-winning programs and movies. Don't push that shit on me. I got Amazon and Hulu, and I am very happy not finding anything on those. Now I got to go to your service and not finding anything there? Well, it turns out you go to... This is my thing. This is my check down list right here. It goes Netflix, Hulu, and then porn, I guess. I don't know. Like, that's it. Netflix, Hulu, and staring at my phone. It's like, if I don't find anything on Netflix, I go to Hulu. If there's nothing on Hulu, I just bust out my phone. I'm just like, ah. And then somebody's like, are you watching that? And I'm like, yeah. Why do you always want to change my show? Yeah, I'm watching The Office in Spanish on mute. Oh, Raven, what's up? Yeah, I've been watching my Viking Ancestors Ragnarok. Oh, wait, what was I just saying?
A movie review
on
Prime.
Amazon Prime. So it turns out what I do is I like open up Prime every like 2 months, and I'm surprised because it's like 2 months worth of content that they've been loaded up on that I'm not getting. They don't promote Prime. They're not like, hey, check us out, You open it up, And you're like, oh, shit! This is where all those movies ended up at. Like the ones that don't go to Netflix, they don't go to Hulu, they don't go to HBO Max, they all end up on Prime. And it's good shit. It's good shit. And so we opened it up the other day, and I was looking, and I just wanted to watch a good movie. I wanted to watch a good movie. Not like a good movie where it's like, oh, that movie won a bunch of awards, but I want to watch a movie where, like, I'm not going to walk away being like, fucking waste of time, man. You know, I want to watch a movie that I want to watch again. I wanted to watch a movie that I wanted to watch again. I want to watch a movie that I'm going to walk away and take something from it. Be like, I'm glad I watched that. I'm glad I watched that movie at that time in that place. I'm very glad, and I'll watch that movie again sometime. And that movie is called The Tender Bar. The Tender Bar, starring Ben Affleck, or as I like to call him, Ben Affleck. It's called The Tender Bar. Ben Affleck is not exactly the star. I would say he's a co-star, and it's quite a departure from the other things he's done. Because in this, he's more of the father role, and the movie is about his son, but it's not really his son, it's his nephew. And it's basically Ben Affleck is the owner of this bar, and his nephew grows up in the bar. Grows up a kid in the bar, a teenager in the bar, a young man in the bar, coming to his uncle for advice, and how his uncle is the father that he didn't have. And he steps up. It's very rare. Ben Affleck, he always plays this kind of character who's kind of, you know, kind of like fucked up, you know? Like at the end of the movie, you're like, he could have did that a little better, man. Like, come on. But this is a movie where I could truly say Ben Affleck, not only, it was directed by George Clooney. Good job, George Clooney. Great job directing a film. There was never a moment where I got bored. There was plenty of moments where I felt tension, like something terrible was going to happen. And the terrible thing never happened. And I love movies like that. Because it gives you a sense, you think something's terrible going to happen, and it gives you the sense of giving a roller coaster of emotion. But really, at the end of the movie, nothing bad happened. It was good. It's all good. It was lighthearted. It had a lot of life lessons in it. Funny, coming of age. The young man who plays the lead character in it, he plays the 10-year-old version of this lead character. Amazing child actor. But really, Ben Affleck, I'll pronounce your name right out of respect. Ben Affleck nails it in this role, in this movie, The Tender Bar, directed by George Clooney on Amazon Prime. It's just a good movie. If you want to see a good movie, it's set in 1973, so it's kind of like, you know, old school, 1970s coming of age movie. It was just a good movie.
It was a very good movie.
It was a good movie. You could watch it with family. I think if you have a family, you could watch it with your family. You could watch it with your kids in the room without, with a nipple popping out, and you're like, fuck, man. Fucking gotta watch a nipple with my mom in the room. Fuck. That's another one of my movie reviews. So away we go. The Tender Bar, and we saw Friday. If you haven't seen it, see again. Come on. Tender Bar. Ben Affleck, conflicted dude.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of good, but I also feel he's done a lot of kind of bullshit,
Right.
And it's Jennifer Garner. I think that's what it all leads back to is you left Jennifer Garner for Jennifer Lopez, or however that worked out, just like they're both beautiful women.
Yeah.
Jennifer Lopez obviously is more sexed up. Sex sales. You didn't see Jennifer Garner, in the sweatsuit with the writing, walking down the street with Ja Rule. She wasn't Jennifer Garner, although beautiful, huh?
She doesn't promote her body.
She doesn't.
No.
She's beautiful, pretty, and she's played roles where she had to be sexual, but it's not her selling point. Where I would say Jennifer Lopez, a huge part of her selling point is, the booty.
Yeah.
So I think in a lot of ways people were like, oh, Ben, you left a good woman for a fun woman, But then you look at her life and it's like, oh, she's just a mom. A mom. She barely acts anymore. She does a lot of fucking credit card commercials.
Have you seen her video on YouTube where she reads "Now Go the Fuck to Sleep"?
No, I was supposed to watch that with you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, did I tell you about it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We'll watch it today.
And then she has a farm or some shit now. She has a farm. And like this is I think this is like the Ben Affleck kind of scumbag moment. Is like he leaves Jennifer Garner for a bunch of other women. You know, it wasn't just J-Lo, because after J-Lo, it was another woman and another woman and another woman. But then he has like alcoholism and alcohol-related issues and has to go into rehab. And then he gets back in contact with Jennifer Garner, who then has to be like his like surrogate mother, you know, basically taking him to his AA meetings and taking him to rehab and like and living with her while he gets his life back on track and then nurtures him back to health. And then finally when he's back to health and he's, you know, he gets a movie and he gets an Academy Award and then he's like, peace bitch, I'm going back to J-Lo. And it was just like, God damn, man, this dude, like if there's some men who are, if only they could clean up their personal life and get their shit straight and make the right decisions in life, they would be so highly regarded. And I think Ben Affleck, in a lot of ways, people look at him like a good actor, but nobody's like, good dude, you know? Like, I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's not evil, and I'm sure he has his moments of, you know, goodness and humanity. But overall, we judge him on that Jennifer Garner shit. At least I do. I'm a judgy motherfucker, and let's face it, I'm the judge. I'm the jury. An executioner.
Do you look at it like he had a taste of that fun life with J-Lo, and then he got a sense of like what it's not like being in the spotlight all the time, and what real life outside of celebrityism is, and he didn't like that. He wanted to be in the spotlight.
Right.
He wanted his fame again.
I mean, it's two different lifestyles, and you're either in or out. Yeah. I think if you are with J-Lo and you're going around and seeing that life, that amount of fame, paparazzi, eyes on everything you do, you're taking vacation, taking pictures of you, you know, on the boat. You go out to eat, they're taking pictures of you. You didn't tip the waiter enough, that's in the story. Fucking, you might have tipped $1 million. They're still going to publish some bullshit story. Or you could have this life with Jennifer Garner, with the kids, quiet, you know, and yeah, I mean, it's not like he can't work still. Yeah. It's a choice of lifestyle, you know. He's like, I like that fame and feeling wanted. You know, I don't want to just disappear. I don't want to live that quiet life, you know.
Yeah. You know, then I would think that he would be a little bit happier when he's walking with J-Lo down the street, because there's a lot of video clips that I see where he just looks miserable.
I mean, maybe he is miserable,
maybe
you know?
He is.
I don't know.
But there weren't video clips of him being miserable with Jennifer Garner because they were in the spotlight.
Yeah, except when he was wearing the hat and going to rehab and like.
Yeah, that's what you're right about that.
All right, clear it up, Ben. Come on my show. Are you too afraid? Are you too afraid? You coward? Come on the show. Get him on the show.
Oh, another thing you can talk about is SAG strike's over.
Huh?
SAG strike's over.
Yeah, SAG strike. SAG strike finally over. So if you guys didn't know, SAG, Screen Actors Guild, that's the actors you see on screen. WGA, Writers Guild of America, that's the writing that those actors rehearse on camera. And then there's a third, which is called IATSE, which is just the fucking losers, you know. I'm joking. My ex-girlfriend is one of them. It's the basically the crew members is IATSE, industrial actor crew technician. I don't know, man. Some shit. Set electric engineers. I don't know. It is basically all the other people. The cameramen, the gaffers, the loaders, the boom mic operators. All those other people fall. So there's three unions that basically control Hollywood's and the Writers Guild finally settled, and they got the deal. You know, and I mean, look, man, all these people, they got jobs. Every union is all a person with a job. And so I think a lot of times we see like, oh, Screen Actors Guild, you know, the actors have a union, and what the fuck do they need more money for? I just heard Brad Pitt got $41 million, but you got to realize, like, it's also about the actors who are the guy who you don't see his front. He's like facing the wall in the background of an episode of The Office. You know, that guy needs to get paid. That guy needs medical care and health coverage and all that kind of stuff. And so that's what they fight for. I knew a lot of people living in LA who were part of all of these unions, and you know, none of them were stars. And you'd be surprised when you're talking to someone and they're like, "Oh, I'm in the WGA." You're like, "Holy shit, what the fuck did you do?" And be like, "Oh, I edited a script in 1988, you know, and I'm still in." So there's a lot of people. It affects a lot of people, and you know, not every actor, not every writer, not every person working in Hollywood is making you know, mansion money. They're not all living in the Hollywood Hills. A lot of them were my neighbors. You know, when I was a fucking waiter or when I was working in a restaurant, a lot of them were my neighbors, you know, struggling just as hard as I was. So it's nice for that to happen. And we get shows back. Shows. John Oliver, finally. You know, John Oliver. If there's anybody who I want to model my next show, The Safety Meeting, after, it is basically like a shot-for-shot, word-for-word remake of John Oliver's show. You know, that's what I want to bring to you guys, just without the fucking annoying accent. I believe Jennifer Lopez had a sex scene with Billy Bob. Oh, yeah, U-Turn. Yeah. Hey, Reefer Fish, what's up, man? Don't be fooled by the rocks that I got. So, yeah, it was nice to see TV's coming back. It's returning. It feels normal. Oh, somebody redeemed the rhythm. That was sick. I forgot that's in there somewhere. I gotta fix all these things. Yeah. Note to self. I gotta fix my all those alerts and shit. What's up, Nufo? How you doing? Let's see. Nufo second. Tied for second place. Actually, no, he's second ranked. Traders versus Haters. 45% shot to make the playoffs for Nufo. 2-2. Jen Matt 3-1. Nick 2-2. Caesar C 1-3. Cassie having a rough one, 0-4. Westside G's letting everybody know he's the GOAT. 4-0. Very upsetting. 81% chance for him to make the playoffs. Our boy Pete, 41% chance to make the playoffs. And Papa Kaepernick's 50% chance to make a playoffs. Higher than Pete. Higher than Pete. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Higher than Pete.
Good job.
Yeah. It's the only time I've ever been higher than Pete. Usually he's way higher than me. Oops. Yeah. Other than that, not much else going on in my life. 14 weeks, 26 to go. So far, what's the top name so far? Johnny White the Fourth, obviously, for obvious reasons. Savannah Faye. I liked Verona. We were watching that show last night. I liked that name, Verona, but...
We also liked Avery.
Huh?
We also liked Avery.
Avery? No, you didn't like that name.
Well, everything that's baby related in my shops and on my Pinterest boards says Avery Lynn. Even in Instagram it says Avery Lynn. And I've just been saving baby shit to that. So I see Avery Lynn every single fucking day.
But it was Avery Lane.
No, you said Lynn.
Avery Lane.
Oh, no. I like Avery Lynn.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, we were going to use that anyway. That's a throwaway name. It's a holding place. I think about a lot Najoni meaning beautiful in Navajo. I think of names all the time that I would love. Like we were talking about Bodie.
I love that name.
I love that name too. Bodie. I also like the name Brody.
Yeah.
Because and this is the thing. I'm so married to the Johnny White the Fourth thing that it's kind of ruining me because there's awesome names out there. Like if my kid was named Brody White, that's a fucking party.
That's an awesome name, babe.
There's no one named Brody who is not a party. There's no one named Brody who doesn't get who doesn't get invited to parties. Like if you're having a party and you're a senior blowout, you want Brody there.
Yeah,
you got to have Brody there. Like
Bro.
everybody, Brody's not coming. I'm not coming. Nah, Brody's the party.
Yeah.
And so I was like, man, that would be such a gift if I had a son and I was able to name him Brody.
Guess we have to have a second.
Well, yeah, I mean, let's pump him out, you know? Fucking, you could be like a water slide, you know? Just,
We gotta start going to the gym then.
huh?
We gotta start going to the gym then.
It's called Kegels. Yeah, I don't know. I forgot what I was saying.
You're coming up with all these names.
Oh, yeah, Brody. Okay, so like, we were watching that documentary the other day. We watched this movie called Hacksaw Ridge. What was the guy's name? Desmond. I was like,
That's a
Desmond
strong
White.
name.
You know what I'm saying?
Strong name,
Yeah.
yeah.
Desmond Doss. Even the name, like Desmond Doss White. Like, that'd be badass. And then he has to explain to people, why are you named Desmond Doss? Be like, oh, well, Desmond Doss was a fucking hero.
Saved 74 people?
Fucking at least.
It was 74 or 64.
Yeah. Chesley Sullenberger White. You know? Oh, come on!
No.
Sully?
As a nickname?
Well, whatever. Let's see. What was the other one? The other one that I knew you would hate would be oh, it was an Egyptian name. I can't even think about it right now. Oh, Khufu.
Babe!
What?
No.
See?
You can name our next pet that.
King Khufu, a pet,
Why not?
the architect of the pyramids, the originator of algebra and life on this planet. I'm gonna name it a cat, Khufu. I know it's ridiculous. I know, that's what I'm saying. I know it's ridiculous. That's why Johnny White the Fourth is easy. It's an easy default. But just I just dream of this situation where my son is named King Khufu White, and he has to go around explaining who the fuck he is named after, and then just the fucking he might hate it. You know, the first 20 years of his life he'll hate it, and then going into the latter part of it, he'll probably still hate it. But you know, I don't know, man. This is the things going through my head of like how that could set someone up their whole life. You know, like JR and Junior. You know, having the wrong name, kind of like putting someone in a like they said when you're in a home, a beautiful home. Frank Lloyd Wright would imagine what kind of life they could have if they're in that home versus like a typical apartment, how it would change your evolution of life, you know? And so the right name or wrong name can change your whole evolution of life, you know? You're named Joe or you're named fucking Brody, you know?
I think it's interesting that you're only coming up with male names.
Oh, I have female names too.
Oh, you haven't been spitting those out?
I gave you Savannah Faye.
That's one.
Avery Lane. Kaya.
Oh, yeah. Are you still liking Kaya?
Yeah.
Okay.
Names. I got a whole fucking list of names. I've nothing but names. I've name
Put it on the fridge. We can start looking at them every day.
No, because it's your naming the daughter. It's I don't want to throw stuff. I threw one name out there because the Faye. She wants Faye to be the middle name, and so I think of names that roll with Faye. And to me, a 3-syllable name, ... Faye, ... Like that's why I was like Verona Faye, the name Verona, whatever. But like Faye. It works better than a Sarah Faye, you know, or a Kate Faye. A Savannah Faye flows, you know. So I think
Kaya
of
Faye flows?
huh?
Kaya Faye flows?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. So that's what but I don't want to throw too many.
Also sounds really nice too, though.
What?
Kaya Elizabeth.
Oh, Kaya Elizabeth. That's a nice. Yeah. I don't want to throw too many. You know, I don't want to throw too many vegetables in the gumbo. I'm trying to let you cook that dish.
Why? I keep finding websites, and there's nothing I like on these websites.
Well, don't just draw from inspiration and people you meet and actors and people who are important to you. You know, just think of like, oh, everybody's naming their kid Heather, so Heather. You know, then we're gonna end up with hella Heathers.
I would like to hear the female names that you've been coming up with.
No. Because they're fictional names. They're like fictional names. They're names of characters. And I don't want to no. I want you to pick the name. Because it's easy for me. Johnny White IV, easy. Okay, no Johnny White IV, Brody. You know, like, I got another one, and I got another one, and another one, and another one.
Okay.
So it's like, I want you to have this, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll add little thing. Like I said, Savannah Faye, I like that. I like the way it flows. And you know, when you throw out new suggestions, I'll give you my criticism on those, you know? But yeah, right now, I think you're doing fine with the baby. Look, we got 26 weeks to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we don't even know if it's a girl or a boy yet, you know?
I guess that's why I haven't really put so much work into it.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why I pretty much stopped at 3 names. I was like, okay, well, before I fucking make a whole list of baby names and confuse myself and pick the first one anyway, let's find out what the sex is, you know?
But damn, the baby was moving hella, huh?
The baby was moving a lot. We got an ultrasound the other day. The baby was kicking and rolling around and flipping me off and shit.
Waving,
it was hilarious. Waving.
You got to hear the heartbeat? How'd you feel about hearing the heartbeat?
Oh, I heard the heartbeat. Yeah.
Yeah. Did
Yeah.
that make you feel anything? Did you feel anything when you heard it?
Nah.
Okay.
Nothing's gonna happen to make me more attached to the baby in your stomach. You know, it's not like something's gonna happen and a light's gonna click where I was gonna be like, oh yeah, I love this thing now. No, it's like Faye, yeah, Tammy Faye, like Faye. Fawy. Faye. Sorry, I get my Y's and W's mixed up. Shabrody, Labrody, Shabrody and Labrody. I like that. Westina. I tried to name my daughter Medusa. Esquire on your name is pretty cool. Nah, but I thought you have to be a lawyer for that, right? Esquire? Isn't that for lawyers? I would put an Esquire on my name if I could. Taco Bella.
Awesome.
Go to the bookstore and look up names.
Oh, that's a good idea. Babe, I'm not good at I need to see things. I forget.
All right, I'll write a list of
Yeah.
names that I find interesting, and
Yeah.
I'll let you look over them, and you tell me what you think.
Thank you. I
All right.
appreciate that.
All right.
Thank you.
Anything for you.
I love you.
Anything for you, baby. I love you so much.
I love you so much.
Yes, I can't wait to have this child.
I can't wait to have this job.
I'm playing my sensitive music right now
Are
in the
you?
background. Yeah. All right. Esquire is for the lawyers. Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. It's for the lawyers. Well, I can't have that. Well, wait. Why can't I put Esquire at the end of my fucking name? I could represent myself in court.
You could.
Yeah. If they say, and who's your lawyer to be? I'll be like, me, sir. I'm going to represent myself.
So you're Johnny White Esquire?
I am Johnny White III, Esquire They'll be like, you can't have two suffixes. You got to pick one. Then I'm Johnny White Esquire. Dr. GTI says, I'm taking credit for the bookstore idea. Done. Credit given where credit is due. My buddy started this company. I just got to show you guys this. This is so cool. It's his company is called Sneakers, and he's basically doing like weed extracts and stuff like that. So check out this box right here. Oh wait, I gotta see this. If you can see that, it's like a if you can see that, it's like a red Chuck Taylor shoe, like a Convert. You can see it's just like a sneaker all the way. Back of the sneaker right there. Side of the sneaker. Front of the sneaker. Sneakers. And then you open up the box. I already removed the good stuff. You open up the box, and then in there would be the extract, which I've extracted. I've been extracting. It's good. Shout out to my boy. Reddy. I can't say his name. Shout out to my boy Reddy, president of Sneakers Fuego company. If you guys can get a handle on some of these Sneakers Fuego extracts, and I'm sure if you're in California, you might be able to. And the way he's moving his business, I'm sure it'll be available nationally. Lickety split. Legal reasons. If you're not certified by the Bar Association, God damn it! I gotta be fucking. There's always something with a bar, man. You know. I'll go to the bar. Yeah, I was at the bar. Yeah. Other than that, not too sure what else is happening. Football season's here. First 4 seasons of the year, it's just like preseason. Nobody's got their shit together except one team. Hello! Who's got it better than us? Nobody! That's right. 49ers, ladies and gentlemen. Nah, more, come on. Yeah. Fucking Niners, baby. It's great. Okay. It's Keith. Right here. It's Sneakers. It's Keith. Purple Jealousy Keith. Yeah, it's pretty good shit. I've had the container of it for 2 weeks now since we've been home. I'm not even halfway through it. It's so fucking potent. It puts me right out, so I can't really I'll put a little bit on a bowl and take a hit, and that's it. Yeah. Like, it's over. I got my pops coming into town. Your pop's coming to town. No shit. You're liking the Bic lighter. Oh, yeah, the, what's the name of the tool again?
For sure. Yeah.
What's the name of it? I forget the name.
Poker? Weed poker?
There's a name for it. It's like the weed tool or something. It has a name on it. Oh. But yeah, a friend of ours made that. Mm-hmm. Invented it. Yeah. I know an inventor. And they're doing well with it. So good job. Keith. Noise. Dr. GTI. Beers. Oh, I need a beer thing on here. I need a...
Yeah.
And a bong hit. Yeah, I'm working on it. I got the Stream Deck. It's fucking awesome, man. Look at this thing. I can do all the sound effects and everything with it, you know. This is my favorite right here. I like doing these two together. That's my new favorite. Right. I'm really proud of that one. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. It's been an hour and a half. It's been an hour and a half. So I think it's time for me to get out of here. Ooh, outro music. But yeah, I'm gonna take off. I'll be back tomorrow after the market, before the TV starts, and yeah, sometime after the market and before Jeopardy. How about that? You guys have a good day. If you can, go outside, get that good sunshine on your skin, get that good air in your lungs. Call somebody we haven't called in a while, and let's keep this positivity rolling day and night, 24/7. And peace, positivity, all that. I'll see you guys later on. Tomorrow, right? Tomorrow? You guys down? Down? Tomorrow? Tomorrow? Tomorrow?